Could you imagine working in 1992?
Good. Not.
With coverage you can count on. Welcome to Erie News Now at 11.
And here's a look at some of the wind and rain from across our region. Plenty of weather coverage and the aftermath of those storms coming up. Good evening, I'm Philip Ward. Mike Ruzzi has the evening off. Thanks for being here with us on Erie News Now at 11. And of course, we begin with weather coverage you can count on. And John Stalen, some nasty storms rolling through our area earlier today.
Yeah, they came right on time and on schedule too, and you saw the rain. Everyone was affected by the rain. We had torrential rain coming down 2-3 inches an hour into some spots, causing some localized flooding. You saw that there. Also, there is the thought there could have been a tornado touchdown here into our area, into Eastern County. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, but I want to let you know that only the National Weather Service meteorologists are authorized to confirm a tornado. It may have looked like a tornado to a lot of folks, but they have to come here. They go to the site to damage the survey or survey the damage, radar analysis. They will talk to eyewitnesses, and then they will come out with a report, hopefully sometime by the afternoon tomorrow. So again, only the National Weather Service can call it a tornado. So therefore, until it is official, we'll call it a funnel cloud or some wind damage or severe weather. And you can see here, we're calm now, and that, of course, is the great news for us. Just a few scattered showers. We do have flood watches in effect through about 2 a.m. tonight from the early torrential rains we had. Air quality warnings, too, also posted next door into Ohio. For us, air quality is good, but tomorrow and through Thursday, we could see a moderate situation, especially as temperatures rise into 80. Calm conditions now. AHN St. Vincent Cam, this difference from earlier today. Temperatures into the mid-60s. Winds are from the south at 10 miles an hour. And you can see there we saw about a third of an inch of rain. That was before 5 o'clock. And of course, tomorrow going to look a lot different than it did today. We got more to talk about the storms, the storm damage across the area. And of course, Phil, you were out in it today as well.
Yeah, John, in Wattsburg, that severe weather sweeping through the area has left 2 horses dead and multiple barns destroyed. But when we got to the property, we saw hundreds of community members there to help any way they could.
Knowing that this is their whole life, this is their lifeline, like this is what they've been doing since he could even walk and talk, is just like devastating to see everything gone.
This is the scene tonight on a farm in Wattsburg as severe weather left 2 horses dead and multiple barns destroyed. Nolan Seabury is the son of the property owner and was on his way to Pittsburgh when his dad called him in tears.
He said everything was gone. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't think it was real. He quickly hangs up the phone. He's trying to get all the animals together.
Community, as you can see, this is the best. The community coming together.
Hundreds of neighbors and friends of the family were quick to respond to the destruction, offering their services to help clean up the mess the weather left behind.
And we came over that hill and we saw all these lines of cars, so we just saw the whole community coming to help out. We got here pretty fast, I think, but there's still a bunch of people before we even got here.
This is one of my good friends, and when something like this happens, obviously it doesn't happen very often around here, at all, but you're going to come out and help and do whatever you can do.
And while the future is uncertain, Wattsburg community members say they'll be there for the Seabury family.
He's helped on scenic golf course that's right down the road. He's helped his neighbors for years and years. So as truly devastating as this is, it's really inspiring to see that all these people have come together and made an effort to make it better.
It's a great help. It really is the bright spot of all of this, sense of community, I'm on my way home and, people I didn't even really expect, not the, first person I'm calling on my phone, they're hitting me up, hey, is everything okay? Do you need my help? And, I come home and you see, hundreds of people here. So it's a good feeling for that for sure, despite everything that happened.
And tonight there's been a GoFundMe page set up for the family, which we'll have a link to on our website, erienewsnow.com. That severe weather left a mess of downed trees and debris at Canadota Lake. campground and the surrounding area. Our Mackenzie Robson joins us live in the studio. So Mackenzie, what kind of damage did you see firsthand at those campgrounds and on those roads?
Well, Philip, around Canadota Campground, we saw significant damages caused by strong winds and heavy rain. There were hours-long power outages, downed trees blocking roads, and debris scattered everywhere. The Canadota Lake area is picking up the pieces after severe storms left a trail of destruction.
Garbage cans were everywhere. My porch furniture all blew off, and the kayaks blew off the rack. My neighbor's shed got picked up and dumped out.
As you can see, the extensive damages that have been done right behind me. A tree completely torn from the ground, and it fell on this property owner's fence, along with debris scattered all across the region. Power lines are down. The power is still out. Penelec told us that it'll be around 9 o'clock earliest when that will come on. And right in front of us are residents fishing as of right now, but they told us not too long ago they just saw a water spout right on Canadota Lake. And they said that with that followed a lot of hail, which indicated that it was time for them to come in and head to their basements.
A wall of water hitting our house and things were flying.
Brissy Williams, a teacher at Union City, explains she and her neighbor were doing yard work when they witnessed a water spout and flying debris firsthand, an experience unlike anything they've ever seen before.
We saw this thing on the lake because it's like a swirling tornado-looking thing, and she pointed at it just as I did. And after that happened, we watched it go right up on shore, and then we heard like a transformer blow nearby and power went out. I said to my son, let's go downstairs and get in a different room, because it was really just the wind, and I couldn't see from my house to the house next door. It was this water going sideways.
And residents told us it will likely be quite some time before all the debris is fully cleared. One neighbor even shared that a power line had fallen on his car. Live in the studio, Mackenzie Robson, Erie News Now.
All right, Mackenzie, thanks. Now to another developing story tonight. Girard schools have a new budget, but it's a smaller one than they had last school year. Possible cuts have left some people concerned. Jacob Brooks was there at the meeting tonight. He's got more on the district's money problems and what they could mean. Good evening, Jacob.
Good evening, Philip. I was the only reporter at tonight's school board meeting. Several parents and even some teachers were there. They wanted to hear what the board had to say about next year's budget. The bad weather outside matched the sometimes bad mood inside at the Girard School Board meeting. With a vote of 7-2, the Girard School Board approved the budget for next school year. It's $36 million. That's a cut of more than $3 million from last year's budget. The board's president says there's a, quote, slight deficit in the new budget. He says the big problem is the state asking them to do more.
The state sends out mandates of programs that they require the school district, programs and initiatives that they require the school district to comply with. All these cost money to do, but they don't give us any money to do them.
Several parents and residents have a problem with how the district is thinking about saving money. They might not fill both an art teacher and a music teacher position. That would leave 2 art teachers and 2 music teachers for 3 schools.
I'm getting emotional because all of our students need this. And I have observed as a parent and an educator that sometimes the students that don't fit in other areas seem to find a home with these awesome teachers.
One of the district's former music teachers is also worried.
You need to keep what we've had. We've worked hard to have what we have here. I'm afraid 2 music teachers, as much as they're going to work hard and try, they just will not be able to do it. It's just not possible.
School board member Sean Dunn says he appreciates people talking about their concerns, but he wishes they did it earlier in the decision-making process.
Because oftentimes we have spent a lot of time talking about them, and we may not have come up with a decision, but the rumor mill starts and everybody thinks that they know something. We would love the input of the community.
Brown won't say when they'll make a decision on the future of the art and music programs. He says this to people who are worried.
It's not something that we want to do. That's what I would say.
Now, I'm still waiting on a copy of the budget that the board approved. I was told I'll get that tomorrow morning. Now, several of Girard's arts and music teachers were at the board meeting tonight. The next school board meeting is on June 23rd. It's in the high school. Live in the studio, Jacob Brooks, Erie News Now.
All right, Jacob, thanks. And Erie police are investigating a theft at a local animal shelter after someone stole medical supplements for cats. And tonight, the shelter is asking the community to help identify the suspect. Erie News Now, Jamison Hixenbaugh has more.
As the social media manager of Erie Animal Network, Marty Woodworth is dedicated to helping cats. But a recent theft is having a major impact on the nonprofit's mission.
If someone had needed help, all they would have had to have done would have asked, and we would have helped.
Last week, surveillance video captured this person stealing 2 cases of cat probiotics from the shelter.
Definitely, it was hurtful for us. It's definitely a financial impact for us because it was a $400 and some order of supplements.
Since 2011, volunteers with the Erie Animal Network have helped reunite thousands of lost pets with their families. They also help keep stray cats off of the streets.
We have about 148-ish cats and kittens in our care right now, and our vet bills, of course, are thousands of dollars a month. So even something so small as a $400 order for cat supplements is definitely an impact.
Despite this setback, Woodworth remains optimistic.
I just want to reiterate how grateful we are for our Erie community. We're so lucky, to be here and to have the support for everybody. Without the support of the people, we couldn't be here to do what we do every day.
In the meantime,
we did, of course, file a police report. So if anybody, has any information or possibly recognizes the individual, we would recommend that they reach out to the Erie Police Department to let them know. We'd appreciate any help in that regard.
Jamison Hixenbaugh, Erie.
All right, Jamison, thanks. And as tensions continue to rise over the president's immigration enforcement, a new travel ban for citizens from a dozen countries took effect today. The State Department told our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp their focus is on vetting people coming to the U.S. and visa overstays.
Starting on Monday, citizens of 12 countries, predominantly from Africa and the Middle East, and restricted access from 7 others, are banned from traveling to the U.S.
I think fundamentally it's about enforcing our laws.
Citing national security and terrorism concerns, the State Department says they want to make sure the U.S. is vetting who is coming into the country.
The second concerns visa overstays. We're seeing from many of these countries a high rate of visa overstays. And what that means is when you have a visa, there's a time period. And if you overstay that time period that's in your visa, you are then in this country illegally.
According to a 2024 Homeland Security report, out of the 39 million people expected to leave the U.S. after their visa expired in 2023, about 1.45% overstayed their visa. In the president's first term, he issued an executive order denying entry to citizens of mainly Muslim countries. That was challenged in the courts, and the policy went through major revisions. This new ban is causing some pushback, especially among resettlement groups. Haiti, who is on the travel ban list, haven't had access to regular visa services at the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince since before the pandemic, which has created huge delays and backlogs processing applications. Problems within the Caribbean country have only grown following a rise in gang violence, political instability, and economic crisis. Their Transitional Presidential Council released a statement saying, in part, they recognize the sovereign right of the U.S. to protect their borders, but they express reservations regarding the measure, adding it will likely affect all Haitians indiscriminately. The council says they are strengthening Haiti's borders and hopes the administration removes them from the list. We asked the State Department about the pushback from other countries.
So we want to see these concerns addressed. This is a country-by-country basis. But fundamentally, this is a national security imperative.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, Erie News Now.
And the State Department also adds they are seeing varying degrees of cooperation in terms of countries accepting their own nationals back into their country who are illegally present in the U.S. All right, still a lot more to come here on Erie News Now at 11, but first let's take a live look outside to our Skyview camera. More weather coverage you can count on with John Stalen when Erie News Now at 11 comes right back.
Now, First Warning Weather with John Stalen.
All right, all across the area. Seeing, of course, strong winds, heavy rains, and even the possibility of some funnel clouds. Remember, a funnel cloud is not a tornado. It's a spinning clouds, basically. It's basically a tornado in the sky, but it doesn't touch the ground. You can see one right there. There is a funnel cloud there that was sent into us there by Larry Burlingame a little bit earlier. I think there's a few sitting out here over the course of a little bit. Did see some video from Canandaigua Lake out there. Didn't get the permission to show it on air, but I'm sure you can find it online, of a water spout out there as well. Speaking of Canandaigua Lake, Travis McGill shows us this tree in the middle of a roadway, and this makes me think a little bit with the water spout that we had down there and these tree down out there as well. Are they connected? Not too sure just yet, but something I'm sure we'll look into for the next day or so. And also big hail out into parts of Western New York, Jamestown, Frewsburg. Also talking about some big hail moving on through the area. That's a good size one. That can do some damage not only to a side of a house or a tree or maybe your head too. So all in all, if you had the First Warning Weather app today, this is obviously a plug. It's a sale. Those people who had it were alerted first about the severe weather. They were alerted first about the tornado warning across the area if you weren't watching TV. And you and those people got to safety very quickly out there. There is no reason not to download this on your phone. It is free of charge. It is a true lifesaver for a lot of folks out there. And if you don't believe me, ask me to send you the basically hundreds of emails that I get about the app. So download that today, free of charge. Thank you, Rainbow Restoration, for sponsoring that. All right, a couple of light showers out there for you as we clear those skies out, feeling more comfortable, more quiet, and tomorrow a lot more tranquil out there across the area. Waking up tomorrow, Conneaut, you're looking good. Meadville, you're looking good. Out into East County out here into the Wattsburg area. Yes, a National Weather Service survey team will be heading on in tomorrow morning to survey the damage to determine if it were a tornado or not. And again, only the National Weather Service is allowed to determine if it was a tornado or not. And all in all, they do a fantastic job, and they listened to our reasonings a little bit earlier today, and they saw all the pictures too. So thank you for sending them on in. I forwarded them to the Weather Service, and they're headed here tomorrow. And you can see here clear skies through your Wednesday, by the way. All right, this week ahead, we haven't really talked much about this for today. Up and down temperatures, but they're going to be seasonal. Nothing too bad. A few dry days, and then we have a few on and off showers, a nice breeze with the winds, nothing out of the ordinary, and then a few showers Saturday and Sunday, believe it or not, with some seasonal temperatures. All right, Upper Peach Street, looking good. All clear, nice and green, 65 degrees. Mill Creek Mall Complex, Gary Miller at the mall. Temperatures really not going to move all that much more for tonight. Very comfortable night out there across the area, and we like that. Winds a little breezy from the south, keeping our temperatures fairly moderate. So for tonight, clearing skies, temperatures comfy. We just head right on into your forecast, and as you can see here, temperatures staying into the 70s, and all in all, things are looking pretty good as we progress through next week. And I don't have to move that Flag Day to Saturday. Sorry about that. We'll update this for you coming up in about a few moments.
All right, John, thanks. In Chautauqua County, a long-standing tradition returns this Father's Day weekend, bringing the sights, sounds, and flavors of Greece to the local community. The St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church in Jamestown, New York, is preparing to host its annual Iasu Festival, an event the church holds each year to welcome summer and connect with area residents and visitors. The two-day festival features homemade Greek food and pastries, live music, traditional Greek dancing, church tours, and a boutique with unique items. Admission is $3 per person, with children under 12 admitted free. All proceeds go towards supporting the church.
There's an energy under the tent. There's like a magic that happens when you've got the live band and a full, just a crowded place with dancers in costume and so much enthusiasm from the audience that you really just can't help but feel like you're participating in something special.
And the event is open to the public and welcomes families, friends, and visitors of all ages to enjoy a weekend of culture, connection, and celebration. The festival will be held at St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church in Jamestown again, June 13th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and the 14th from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Full event details are available on our website, erienewsnow.com, by clicking on the link to this story. All right, Logan Lepiscopo is in for John Leidick tonight. State playoff semifinals in, well, less than ideal weather conditions.
Yeah, Phil, get this. Fort LaBeouf, they had their game start at 4, perfectly on time in Phillipsburg.
Nice.
Not a drop of rain. Where was I? Not there. I was in Slippery Rock, where a 2 o'clock game didn't finish till 7, and a game that was supposed to start at 4 didn't end till 8:15. But we got highlights from all 3 of the games coming up when we come back.
Now, from the Erie Sports Now team, here's Logan Lepiscopo.
3 of our region teams in the PIAA baseball and softball playoff semifinals, all with the same goal: to head to Penn State University for a chance at a state title. We first begin in 2A baseball, the semifinal matchup between Mercyhurst Prep and Freedom Area. Obviously that winner heading to the campus of Penn State. Bottom of the first, and Nick Fessler gets the dog pound, started off with a leadoff single, and the next man up, Tommy Ward, driving this ball deep to left center field, over the head of the center fielder, all the way to the wall, and in a 400-foot ballpark, Mazak is going to score standing. A triple plus the error, a 2-0 Bulldogs lead. Bowden Hilliard then went to work in the top of the second, catches Tanner Ashton staring, punches out Hunter Cray, and Ethan Ishimaru called. Strike 3, Hilliard retiring the side. Cray and Mercyhurst Prep, their defense, they settled in after that first inning. A 5-4-3, almost double play, called safe at first, but then the umpires, they get together, realize that it was indeed the 5-4-3. And after a near 3-hour weather delay, The Mercyhurst Prep bats still could not get rolling against Bowdoin Hilliard, finishing with 10 strikeouts. And the Lakers season ends in the state semifinals by a 2-0 final score.
Up until today, we hit the ball every game, and today, just like I said, I don't know what it could be. You got to tip your cap to that pitcher. He pitched a well of a game. We hit some balls hard. Obviously, we hit it right at him, and just a great team. We were deep, outstanding defensive team, great pitching team. It's a shame we came up short. After this week, I think everybody will be motivated to get back at it. They got a little taste of going deep in the state playoffs, so we'll be back.